Yo guys, what's going on here? And welcome back to Mayorran's Garage. Today I'm back in a different country. I am here in just about sunrise, Dubai. And today we're looking at a very special car. It's a classic, it's a legend, it's a Honda legend to make it better. And that is, to be exact, the Honda S2000. So let's get into my first impressions, my first drive, well, sort of a first drive, and see what I think and how it compares to the Type R. Let's get into it. So, welcome to my first impressions of the legendary Honda S2000. This is my brother's actually, and we're looking at a 2003 Honda S2000, also known as the AP1. This is a rear-wheel drive, 250 horsepower, depending on the market as well, sports convertible from the company that perfected front-wheel drive. And this, of course, is a legendary to be known for its rear-wheel drive capability and somewhat twitchiness for its handling as well. And this one here specifically is painted spoon blue, so it really stands out on these amazing wheels as well, with Michelin Pilot Sport 5 tires on it as well. And this was Honda's gift to itself for its 50th anniversary. And what's cool about it is this is really the essence of Honda. This is where they started, you know. For a bit of background to anyone who's not a Honda fanboy as I am, or as you can tell, my brother is also. Honda itself was actually tasked to create a car that was family friendly, 4 seats, conventional, but they actually came up with, a convertible rear-wheel drive sports car, the S500 or the S360, which it was known for in its production as well. So this really does go back to Honda's original roots of rear-wheel drive sports car, and my God, look at it! It is beautiful as well when the sun is coming up as well. The Honda S2000 was revealed at the 1995 Tokyo Motor Show. It really came back, and there was so much buzz around it before it went into production in 1999. As I mentioned, this is also known as the AP1, so it's the first generation, if you will, of its kind. So from the AP1 was made from 1999 all the way up to 2004. And from 2004 to 2009, there was known as the AP2. And now, what are the main differences? You're wondering. Well, there was the cosmetic ones, as you would expect from a facelift, such as front bumpers, a bit of a new interior cluster, light rear bumper, a bit more aggressive rear bumper as well. But the main things that were different were the fact that, first of all, they actually they changed the geometry of the rear toe as well. So the AP1 is very well known for its aggressive handling, if you will, and very twitchiness of its handling as well. So they changed the suspension at the rear, actually made it softer. This is quite stiff. They also put bigger wheels and tires on it, so it's a bit more safer. And this car, on the AP1, it doesn't have VSA, so it doesn't have traction control. So you can imagine what this is like. Luckily, with 250 horsepower and not much torque, it still was manageable, but a lot of people did, when they push it too far, kind of lose the back end a little bit and ended up in hedges, if you will, as well. Now, to tell you a bit more about what's under the hood, this is a absolutely legendary engine. Now, the K series is always legendary and will always be the legendary engine in my head, but this is also very special. It is the F20C 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, and it produces 250 brake horsepower. In some markets, it was 240, but it doesn't really matter. But what an engine this is! And the reason why it's such a legendary engine is it held the record for the highest specific output per liter for an engine. So it produced 125 horsepower per liter. If you imagine about all the other cars that come out and that you've seen as well. For example, the N52 3-liter straight six in the BMW producing 267 horsepower. That's the kind of figures you're kind of looking at, and it's an absolutely beautiful engine. And it was only beaten 11 years later by the Ferrari 458 at 126 brake horsepower. So, this is an absolute peach of an engine, and this one specifically had a hard life. It has done 217 kilometers, 217,000 kilometers, I should say. And this specific car was a bit of a race car as well. So you can imagine that it had a hard life, but it has been very well looked after, as you can see from the rest of the car, which I'll give you a bit of a tour around now. Right, boys, let's go for a drive. So I have driven this car already. I have driven a few miles in this. I've been here in Dubai, and as I mentioned, this is my brother's car, so I've been wanting to get a feel for this car before I get into anything else. And my God, I was comparing it to the Type R because obviously that's kind of the other sporty car, if you will, from Honda, obviously. You also have the NSX, but that's more of a budget supercar from there. And it's a completely different animal. It's totally different. It's not the same in the slightest. You have a much smaller steering wheel. The suspension is harder. It's so much more raw. It's so much more of a driver-focused car. I find it really hard to believe that it's kind of the same brand, to be completely honest. It's incredible that the gear shifts are incredibly crisp in here. They do say Honda S2000 gearbox is really good, and this one is no different. It's a natural shock shifter as well from factory. The seats are extremely comfortable, but you don't really have much else in terms of comfort. There's no heated seats. You do have aircon in here. You have a really bad radio in here, which if I can, I'll get you close up as well in this B-roll. And other than that, this is incredibly raw. And despite having electric power steering, even though, it feels like a hydraulic power steering because the steering's so good. You feel the road, you feel the bumps, and all sorts. It's just incredibly heavy, which is something I didn't expect. You're so used to having the light steering, etc. Sorry about all these speed bumps, but that's what I have at the moment. And it's incredible how it feels and how different it feels to a Type R. Don't mind this. This is just a microphone. It's incredible how it drives. It's incredible with how it feels, and the best part is it revs all the way up to 9,000 RPM. So let's see if I can get a little stretch of road here. Put it into first gear. Let's just give it a quick twirl, shall we? That's what I mean. It's so addictive, and the Honda Civic K series engines, they go up to 8,500, 8,200 actually on the Z4 engine, so they do go up to quite a high RPM, but with this one it is 9,000, and you can tune these to over 9,000 as well, so that's the incredible part of it. So, they are tunable as well. This one actually used to be turbocharged as well, so you can imagine what that was like. And I just absolutely am in love with this car. I love this color as well. I love the rawness of it. And you think that from 8,200 RPM you can have plenty of fun, but getting up to 9,000, having all of those revs available is incredible. It's such a game changer. There was a bird, I had to avoid it. It's such a game changer for this car. But yeah, it's hard, it's raw, it's driver focused. The way the cockpit is just aimed towards you as well. So you're not distracted by anything else. You sit low to the ground. Although, surprisingly, the seating is quite high. I imagined it would be it is currently 8 in the morning, and I have to leave in half an hour to catch my flight back to the UK. So I'm just trying to do a nice review where I can. So yeah, as I was saying, in terms of just the drivability, it's so good. It corners so well. It does twitch. I have had it on a bit of a spirited run, and it does twitch when you really, pushing it to its limits. And having no traction control makes it that much harder as well. Having no traction control, you can imagine in a rear-wheel drive car can make you end up in a ditch. Now, my thoughts on how it is as a convertible, I think it's brilliant. I honestly think it's brilliant, and I can see the appeal to why people have sports cars. I can see the appeal of why the Mazda MX-5 sold so well. So I just love doing it. I just love doing it. I'm in a bit of a residential area, so I probably shouldn't, but that's the beauty of an S2000. It's 250 horsepower, and you're not really ragging the hell out. And even if you're ragging the hell out of it, I should say, you're not really going that fast. Torque is very low on these cars, to the point where in the US market, at least, when they changed to the AP2, it was a 2.2 litre engine, the SC22, and they actually reduced the red line to 8,200, and also increased the torque from, I believe, 153 foot-pounds to 160, with more in the mid-range. So it's could do with a good use of a good bit of tuning for sure. And so we would, that's what I mean. Like, you can just rev the nuts of these things, and being a Honda, it will stay reliable. This one, especially having been turbocharged in the previous life, it has had a hard life, when we looked underneath the car, the bolts are not actually standard. It's held together by nuts and bolts, but even then, even when you do a bodge job, it's reliable. Pigeons. So this is an incredible car. I absolutely love this car. I keep, most gears that I'm in is second and third, because you just want to hit VTEC, which hits at 6,000 RPM. So you do have to rag this car to really get fun out of it. Otherwise, it's a bit tame. I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit tame. You want to be in that 6,000 range. You want to be in VTEC. Right now, that's not possible for me, as I mentioned. I'm in the residential area. I can get out and do a bit more, but there's going to be traffic time, and you guys don't want to see me just sit in traffic either. Where am I going? So yeah, you guys don't want to see me in traffic for sure. So yeah, what do I think of the Honda S2000? What are my impressions? Oh, it's so much fun to drive. It's like a little go-kart, It's small, it's nimble, it's agile. The small steering wheel, the short shifter. It's such a joy to drive, but it's going to be tough as a daily. I'm not going to lie. The clutch is heavy, the steering is heavy, and when I was stuck in traffic doing 5 to 10 kilometers an hour, that's what driving, not miles per hour, having to push that clutch down for 15 minutes, going back and forth was hard. I'm not going to lie to you, it was hard. But you'd live with it, right? You'd live with it. I'd love to daily this. It's actually quite a lot more, spacious than you think as well. It's actually quite convenient, but it is a driver-focused car. You'll see in the B-rolls here that you can see that the trunk is actually really big. There's got plenty of space in there, and the passenger seat is good as well. But because of the way the car is structured, being a hardtop. Being a hardtop, that's someone doing his own thing. Being a hardtop, you can imagine, structurally it has to have rim forms. I believe it has an X platform, is what they call it, or an X body. So, but you can see in the footwells, even on the driver's side, there's actually, a little bit of a bar going across at the bottom as well. And you can, for the passenger, it's just uncomfortable. I've been so. For the passenger, it's uncomfortable. However, for the driver, it's a really driver-focused car. So, what are my thoughts on the Honda S2000? Well, I won. It is such a good car. It is such a little go-kart, you know, the small steering wheel, the stiff suspension, the driver-focused aids, or lack of, I should say. It just makes you stay concentrated on the drive, looking at everything. And on top, you know, it's my first, well, the second ever convertible that I've driven. And I can see what the appeal is. You know, like in comparison to the Mazda MX-5, for example, this is so much more power, it's so much more raw. The MX-5 is more like a, you know, like a little cruiser, if you will, with your top down. It doesn't really have the power. It's a bit wallowy, in my opinion. I have driven one before, so that's where my opinion comes in. But yeah, it's an incredible little machine. It's got lots of, you know, it's got more than enough power, especially for the British B roads. This is perfect. 250 horsepower. You can rag the nuts off this thing, and you know you're still going to be doing the speed limit. So that's kind of what you want from an everyday car. That's exactly what you want. But yeah, as soon as I get back to the UK and as soon as my funds allow it, I will be getting one. 9,000 RPM on the turn. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I know this is a bit of a different but special video. If you have enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like, make sure you comment and subscribe as well to keep seeing these videos. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.